What's up, guys? Welcome back to Barstool Outdoors. It is Thursday, March 17th, and we're doing something different today. I have White Sox Dave and Chief with me, and we're going to do a little show. I don't know what we're going to call it yet, but this is going to be before all of our out-of-office videos, which is going to be a new series that we're bringing all Barstool Sports personalities hunting and fishing. If you didn't see, I took White Sox Dave and Chief already out deer hunting, so we're going to kind of talk about that, and upcoming we're going to go turkey hunting soon.
Can't wait.
I'm so
Yeah,
excited.
this is kind of like a companion show. So you have like the episode and then like a kind of a post-companion show, whatever platform this is going to live on. That's what it sounds like. That's what you want.
Yeah. Pre-post show. So just kind of get initial thoughts. Although we already went deer hunting, I'm just kind of curious. Before you guys went hunting, like, what were your initial thoughts? Like, how did you think it was going to go? Like, how did you think the experience was going to be? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I was pretty blind going into it. Something I've been interested in for probably 5 years that I've I think I want to do this. I think I want to do this. And then when you're out there, like, I didn't see anything the first 4 or 5 days, right? Or the first 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
But I still liked it. I liked being in the nature. I liked getting up early, like climbing the trees, like all the gear. Like it was a cool experience. Just being out in the fucking, we're swearing, right?
We can swear.
I don't know what the hunting world is like, but being out in the woods.
We'll beep it out on Facebook and everything else.
Okay, there we go. But being out in the woods in the cold and like it just, I don't know. There was something kind of like, I've never been that focused.
Yeah.
While nothing was going on necessarily.
Primitive.
Yeah, it was primal.
I'm getting increasingly nervous. I feel like I'm starting to think I can't do it. I'm starting to freak out. I can't do it.
It was great. I loved being out in the woods.
Well, did you expect that, though, before going into it? Like,
I had no idea what to expect. So, like, there was, like, and again, like, I only had the one shot at a deer, and I missed. But, like, the whole time, I was not nervous about that element. I thought I'd be able to pull the trigger and do it. And then when I was faced with it, the first shot that I missed, so I took 2 shots. The first shot that I missed, I did not feel like all that nervous. Once I missed, then I had like the shakes, panic. Yeah, like, holy shit. I was like, part of me was like, maybe 1% was like, I was glad I missed, but then I wanted to kill it. It was like this kind of euphoric, but like, I don't even know how to describe it. It was like very, like almost scared in a way, like nervous, scared, but excited. It was like this kind of like polarizing emotions that I was feeling on both sides of things. But like you want to do it like that level, like that adrenaline rush that I got when the deer walked out after, 5 different sessions of not seeing anything was unlike anything I've experienced in my life.
It's kind of like an adrenaline rush that you almost crave.
Yeah. I can't wait to go back.
And then, Dave, you actually got a doe. Also, if you haven't seen the videos on YouTube, you should check them out on Barstool Outdoors because they're awesome and hilarious.
I think they're funny.
They're hilarious.
I mean, so I grew up through high school. I don't think I knew one person that even was a hunter or hunted all through high school. Then I got to college, and some of my best friends huge into hunting. They would like every single Saturday in the fall, they were up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, driving down to Central Illinois, coming back like later that day for baseball practice and shit. So I kind of, just through them, I kind of was a little more exposed to it. Nothing ever I thought I could do for 2 reasons. 1, it's an expensive sport. 2, I never thought I could kill an animal. I love animals. But when you joined up with Barstool, it was like, all right, maybe I will give this a shot. I was reading a bunch of stuff that you wrote, like especially the one about the trophy hunting in Africa. I know it's like not an apples to apples comparison, but it just piqued my interest a little bit. And I mean, you obviously hooked it up with Mossy Oak. Like, we got all the shit. Like, that was a nice part about it.
Yeah.
But like because I shot 3 times.
Yep.
Missed the first 2. Hit the last one, and it's like, to Chief's point, it's just an emotional rush that I've never felt before.
This is an unmatched feeling. I can't even put it into words. Like caveman shit. I'm like, I did it. I'm feeding the family at night or something. I don't know. Whew.
Like my brain was going a million different directions. I was like, holy fuck. And it felt great though.
Yeah.
You know, there's this fact that I feel like got crystallized in my brain while doing it, where it's something like 80% of all your calorie burning throughout the day is done just by your brain.
Mental?
Yeah. Just by your
didn't
brain.
you? It's
I
actually
was-
interesting
Oh,
to me. Yeah.
yeah.
Your
I was
senses.
exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After just sitting in the woods.
Well, you're in the weather, so the weather was also chilly. So
Yeah,
just like
you're
that, but
shaking, yeah.
Your
Shivering.
senses,
Yeah.
like you are listening, you're seeing, you're trying to stay still.
Yeah.
Like all your senses are like high alert, trying to figure out where the deer is,
Yeah.
where it's coming. Like your adrenaline, you were shaking like a leaf. You didn't shake as bad as Dave did, but I think it was post. Like once you shot it,
That was a combination. At that point, I was 0 for 2, and I was fucking furious that I was 0 for 2. And
the first miss wasn't a bad miss. You could see it on the video, like right under him. You probably,
Just missed.
with with a gun, you have to slowly pull that trigger, and you're probably super excited. And when you did, you just completely missed, which is
Yeah.
better than wounding him.
Right.
So it wasn't a bad miss either.
Do you still get that?
Adrenaline?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't get it as bad as on like a doe, because I've shot a lot of does, but like a big buck. Like when I shot my big buck.
Was his
this
name
past
Louis?
year-
Louis.
We call him all Big Louie. If it's a big buck, it's Big Louie. So
Okay.
6-pack, it was his name. We named him 6-pack, which he used to be a 12-pointer, so 6 on each side. Now this year he turned into a monster, 16 points.
Oh.
So when he came out, for example, I was one freezing cold, and 2, I was shaking so bad, full of adrenaline, because big buck comes up to me.
You've been hunting that deer for years now.
Yeah, but no, yeah, in the same exact way. And then afterwards, I almost had to throw up because I had so much adrenaline with me. Like I was sick.
Yeah.
Like coursing, yeah.
I was sick
Yeah.
because of the adrenaline rush. And I'm thinking in my head too, like my dog Jack. Everybody check out Jack. He's the best.
He's the best.
He shakes every day when he sees a squirrel. I'm like, how can you live that way?
It is. We all share
it's
the
natural.
same nervous system. You know,
It's true,
like
yeah.
that's just we all same chemical, basically animals down to our core. We're the same fucking thing. And that, to your point about Dave, you said like you love animals. That's the kind of part that like even when I wasn't seeing the deer and we're up at right before dawn, and like that the forest kind of comes alive.
Oh my God, that's
know?
a perfect way to put it.
And
Yeah.
so it's like you hear things and you're like hyper, like what was that? Little
That's the best part about it by far.
leaf rustling, a stick crack, and you're looking around.
And you're like, yeah.
And it's like there goes this little raccoon. And usually, like in my life as like a suburban kid and living in the city now, the only time I've ever seen really a raccoon is when it gets in somebody's garage.
Yeah.
You know, like
going through the trash. Yeah.
yeah, like you
Yeah.
don't have. I've never seen in the seeing watching a raccoon. Everybody's seen a raccoon. There's nothing like overly special
Yeah.
about a raccoon, but there is something about watching the raccoon at daybreak walk down this little trail and not knowing that I was there.
Yeah.
So you're just seeing like how a raccoon behaves when it's not like getting in the trash or stuck in your garage or scared. It was just like doing its thing. And there's something like, to me at least, so cool about that. Like I like people go on safari, right? Where they're not hunting, they're just watching the animals.
Yeah.
But they're watching like the big African animals. I kind of think after that experience that there needs to be like, I know there's Yellowstone and things like that, but some sort of like American Western safari where you can have like these, maybe you're just in deer stands in Yellowstone or other places
Yeah.
where there's an abundance of wildlife of varied species where you can just watch, because it was to me, it was just very interesting to watch some of these animals just like kind of make their way, and you can hear like the elks, doing that crazy call
Yeah.
in the distance.
So,
and
in relation to that, we're in Illinois, but my grandpa has an elk farm. So
okay, so that's what that was. It was on a farm.
I
Yeah.
went to it.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
when
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys went out, because I used up all my tags. I couldn't kill another doe, so I couldn't even.
Yeah.
I went to.
That was a fucking brag.
There's actually a ton of footage of it.
I know. I was talking to Sean. We need to like go back and like dissect that stuff and start releasing it.
So they have what kind of deer were they called? It was like a Japanese deer, I thought he said.
So there's fallow deer. in
Fallow
there.
deer, yes.
Yep.
Super, and they we were feeding them. We were going around this massive ranch with barrels of just feed, like grainy stuff.
Always spread it out.
Spread it out? Yeah. Do you do this every day?
Well, Heath is my hired hand.
And we were dumping him in these troughs all throughout the ranch. And the fallow deer were coming up to us like they were dogs.
There's always some animals running around them.
That's
I mean, I
wild.
couldn't pet them because they
Yeah.
would like back off, but they'd let you get within a few feet of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the elks, I mean,
Yeah, they were bugling, so it was like
Bugling, that's the word
So
I
they're
was looking for.
bugling while we were in the tree, which is really cool. Like
Yeah.
we're in Illinois.
I don't. What does
So
that
a
mean?
Bugle.
Like they
Yeah.
make this crazy.
So it's during the rut. So it's during the
Yeah.
mating season
yeah.
when they bugle. So especially when we're out west hunting during the main rut, a lot of people go like
Yeah.
early September, late September to go hunt elk, and you'll call to them and they'll call back, and that's where you locate the elk in out west.
Yep.
I don't know if you were able to hear one of them.
I don't think I did. No.
It's a beautiful. Like say if you're hiking in Colorado and you hear
Yeah.
that.
What?
You would
Sydney's
be
getting
like,
all fired up
yeah,
again.
I
love
am.
it.
But it's just
Oh.
it's amazing. That's an adrenaline rush. You guys would be falling over.
But these animals, like first of all, we were driving up to when Sydney's dad's also a crazy person like the rest of her family. We were driving up to the troughs and getting pretty close to these.
Were you with my grandpa?
Your grandpa, yeah.
Yeah.
And these animals are fucking huge.
Oh yeah.
Huge. Like as big as like Sydney's truck, bigger maybe
Yeah,
even.
yeah.
Like wider at least. It's absurd. But like I would go and like shake, like please don't gore me with your massive rack of horns.
Yeah.
And I'd dump this and they would like scamper off. They were afraid of me.
Yeah, they're spooky.
But they had buffalo too on this ranch. And you ever watch like Planet Earth or whatever Discovery Channel
Yep.
show where there'll be a bunch of predators and water buffalo will circle up and they'll all be facing outward, but it's like power by numbers.
Circle the wagons.
Yeah, is that
basically.
what it's called?
Well, the circle the wagons was like they would literally circle wagons when they're like doing the Oregon Trail. But like it's funny that bison and those buffalo kind of do it in nature too.
That's what they were doing.
Yeah.
So I'm feeding them, and these were only two. So they were like small buffalo. They weren't small, but
they were young, I'm pretty sure.
they were young. Yeah, they were 2 years old, I think he said. And when I would go to feed it, they were starting to circle up, and they would do like the dirt kick thing. And I was like looking over my shoulder the whole time to make sure these things weren't charging me because they would just maul me.
Yeah.
But
Wait, didn't my
They're
grandpa
so
play
awesome.
trick on
yeah,
you?
he played a trick on me. He's like, "Hey, take a picture." And so my back is to these buffalo, or bison is bison the plural, and he's like, "Get in the truck." And I'm like sitting there like because these things.
He's playing with him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
You just run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hopped in the little tractor.
I
thing
don't
we
blame
had.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't
That's
taking that
hilarious.
chance.
Yeah, we need to see that footage, Sean.
Those they don't look like they like us.
But I like the best part to Chiefs Point again was just like, and Ryan Hartman, he's on the Nashville,
He plays for the Minnesota Wild.
Minnesota Wild. Used to play for the Blackhawks. I saw the tweet he sent you. He's like, because I got back and you're not moving at all. Like you don't move an inch. Even like Sydney would yell at me because like I'd turn my head too fast.
Yeah.
But you get back to her man cave is what she calls it. It's like her outdoor living space. And I was just like completely and totally drained. And he's like, it's because your sense has been working overtime, which makes complete sense.
Yep. That thing about you talk about they circle the wagons because they make that circle.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the different things when you like all these animals that we grew up like seeing cartoons of, like they have all these defensive things. Like you think about a zebra, right? And it has all these stripes. Well, it's like how does that work? Seems like the stripes would like
Lions probably can't see black and white or something like that.
no, they can. They can. What they can't when they all have stripes, they're camouflaged against the herd. So they can't like if you're hunting
Distinguish like a.
yeah, so if you're hunting as a pack and
That's-
you're all going after one, you can't they can't like figure out which one is one. So there was like this guy who was like studying zebra on the safari, and he would get up to these zebra and tag their ear or put a little paint blotch on them. Every single time he did that,
dead.
See,
So you
that's
study
really
'em for a
interesting.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's super interesting. I mean, that's kind of similar with like us. Why we wear camo and why I'm pushing you against the tree.
Yeah, yeah.
Because when your back's against the tree, the animal won't be able to distinguish you from the tree.
right?
But when you're forward, they're like, oh, that's not normal. I don't know.
That's
what's
not
going on.
natural.
Look
right.
at that idiot.
Yeah, there's something in the tree,
Yeah.
and that's not part of it.
Yeah.
I always wondered why, like, what is the point of wearing bright orange if you're going to be also wearing camouflage? And 2 points on this. I was scrolling through the YouTube comments, and I like to just gauge what people think of videos we put out. And people were asking this because a lot of our audience, they've never touched a gun or gone hunting or anything like that. And it's because they said deer only see in shades of blue. So
Yeah,
or blue or green or something.
Yeah.
So like the orange comes up as the same color as a camo.
yeah. Mhm.
But it's
They
really
can-
for
they can-
humans, right? Like, so we don't shoot each other, the orange.
But
Yeah.
yes, that's what it's for,
That's
right?
during
But
gun season. If you're
Yeah.
walking through the woods, because some bozo might be like, just, you know.
An idiot.
You might
have
there's
people
idiots-
like us. Yeah.
There's idiots out there everywhere. So you never know. Just to play it safe, you always want to wear it.
Oh, and the second thing I want to say, hunting Twitter, awful. Awful.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that are, I mean, you experienced it. Like, there's some people that they don't have anything better to do but write negative things,
Yeah.
or they're jealous, or that's the kind of people you just have to ignore.
I'm not sure, because I used to be like, oh, like hockey Twitter is the worst, and like this type. I'm just like, there's just
Twitter's bad in general.
yeah.
Twitter
I
sucks.
don't
But
I
if
don't
you go
know if
onto, like,
hunting Twitter is any worse than any other.
Yeah,
Twitter.
if you go onto Instagram, like, there's so many people. That's the one thing that I love about the outdoor community, which you guys saw with Mossy Oakson, and you guys just big packages.
I wear that
was
I wore it all winter long.
Everybody was so pumped to see you guys out there, just to see new people.
Oh, yeah.
Go out there and try something new and give it a chance. Because like you said, like, you guys, I remember, I think both of you said, like, I wasn't nervous, but now I'm nervous, and like I'm unsure if I'll be able to. Like,
Yeah.
actually
I was
do
the
it.
opposite. So all leading up to it, I was like, I'm just going to watch. I can't pull the trigger. Then as soon as one got my sights, I was like, come on, bitch, let's fucking
Yeah.
dance, you know? And that's how it was for me, at least.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Was it like that for you?
Yeah, but I see, like, I love animals too, but it's like, it never occurred to me that, like, I can't kill it because it's an animal. Like, that animal, just like us, if it dies there is no death by natural causes in nature. Like, it's gonna get it. A coyote's gonna get it. It's something else is gonna
Old
get
age
it.
is rare.
Old age is, or like you starve to death in the winter because resources are scarce. Like,
Yeah, there's EHD too, which is
What's
like
that?
it's like a wasting disease. So like we can get into that in another topic. We actually should talk about
Mm-hmm.
EHD, blue tongue wasting disease. So like some farms get hit with it hard, especially if they don't have rain during the summer.
okay,
And the deer will go to water because they're dying
Mm-hmm.
and they'll die. You'll find a lot of dead deer by water, and if you see that, it's a bad sign that you have this EHD.
okay,
And it will wipe out an entire farm.
yeah. So like
It's
that,
really, yeah.
and that's to me. Again, like, I'm not a fucking deer, so I don't know. But to me, like, getting a shot through the lungs
Yep.
is probably a better way to go than being torn apart by coyotes or
Yeah.
death by some starvation or this disease that you're talking
Yeah.
about. Like, so like the same way that like I loved watching the raccoons, and like we saw a deer like kind of do their thing, but they're like way,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
hundreds of yards
they're-
out of
they're
range. You see the
eating
bucks like
acorns.
going after the
Yeah,
does.
yeah,
And it's like, this is so fucking cool. But it like to that thing where it's like I'm an animal lover, I can't hunt. That is like a disconnect to me because they're gonna have like everything
Yeah.
dies. Like that's
Yeah.
the only like thing that's certain in the
Circle of
world.
life.
A circle of life, and like as long as there is like an element, I feel like you shouldn't be like trite about it or flippant about it. Like you are taking something's life.
Yeah.
But as long as you're
I
like,
did get shit for that, and I did apologize.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, the thing is, too, I feel like I should have been more, like straightforward with you, too, like, with the finger flipping off.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
towards Chief. That
right,
wasn't towards the
people,
deer.
yeah,
So people just, like, didn't see probably you.
and they don't know like
They didn't
us.
translate
Right,
the
yeah.
translation. Like, that's fine. Like, we all knew, like, who was there, what you were trying to do. You had pictures of us smiling. Like, you were proud of your kill. Like,
Yeah.
you're proud of it. You just got this big doe, which the meat, I'm sure you guys, didn't you just,
Awesome.
yeah, you just cut
Awesome.
the last bit of it. Like,
Yeah.
that lasts you a long time. And, like, that was a lot of trial and error. And you really got it done. And you had one tag. Like, that was one doe out of the whole year that you shot.
Yep.
One doe. It's not like you, I mean,
Right.
and you did it legally, and you did it fast. Like, she literally ran up the hill 60
50 yards? Yeah.
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 Fell
50,
right
60
over.
yards.
And people were, that's when you have the people
Of
like,
course,
oh,
yeah.
was that a
Yeah.
good shot? No, you.
That's what
just-
pissed me because I thought that was a perfect shot.
perfect shot. Whatever
Right in
does
the
the
shoulder
job.
blade.
Whatever does the job, gets the doe down fast. You did great. Like it literally was quartered away from you. It went like you're fine. I
good
promise
shot.
you. It was
Good
60
shot.
yards up the hill, died like
Yep.
that.
And I wasn't trying to talk shit just then because
Oh, no.
I actually forgot about that middle finger picture. But there is like I don't know. I just wanted to make that
respect
point.
for sure,
Yeah.
for
You
sure.
weren't. You
Yeah.
weren't. I just wanted to feel like that was
Yeah,
a good way
yeah.
to bring it up because there are all people that.
Yeah.
Well,
Dave wanted to give me the finger. Like,
Yeah,
what
of
else is
course.
new? He does
Yeah.
that every fucking
Yeah.
day. This time there was a deer.
I mean,
in the
you would have
picture.
done the same thing. I'm sure maybe not the middle finger, but you would have been gloating that you got.
Oh,
one
I
on-
would have been
yeah.
talking so much
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I would have been talking so
Yeah.
much shit. Yeah.
I have thought about that trip, like, because we went down two. Was it back to back or
I think it was like
a week
we had
off?
a week
yeah.
off.
Yeah.
I had so much fun.
Me too.
Obviously, the hospitality of your family was great and everything, but
I mean,
like,
we
I
had your
cannot
mom's white bean chicken
wait
chili, which
again.
was bomb. Coffees in the morning, great. Like it was like that to me. It was just like, like I always. It's like that cliche saying, but like your dad is living it. Like find something that you love and just do that and find a way to make money at it. And you're like, that's the dream. And to me, like I don't know if I would live that way necessarily, like the way that your dad hunts every day. I don't know if I could do that, but like
That's
I'm
what
very
yeah.
envious that he has found something,
Mhm.
and you too, and you guys have turned that into not just a lifestyle or a hobby, but like your
Yeah, you
entire
don't have a job.
career.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, right. Yeah. Like she has to talk to us, which can't be pleasant.
Right.
But but that is the thing where it's like they took something that they love and turned it into a career, and like that's what I would like to figure out. How to do.
For sure.
Maybe it will be hunting.
And
Who knows?
I've talked to Chief about this, and I will speak for him. We fully plan on cherry picking as much content off of you,
Yeah, that's fine. I like having my
so
buddies
long
with
as
me.
we're all working here. So
I mean, honestly, I hope that. Hopefully.
mostly because it's good content, but also because
Welcome
I
to Barstool Outdoors
absolutely-
with hosts Sydney, Chief,
yeah,
and Dave.
yeah. But I cannot wait to go turkey hunting. I cannot wait to go turkey hunting.
So what are you guys expecting? Like you've never seen a turkey in the wild either, have you?
Yeah, there's a ton
seen
by where you
wild
live out in the
turkeys.
suburbs now.
But I've so they used to walk around like my grandparents' house in Myrtle Lake. That was in Connecticut, but I've seen like
Have you heard them gobble? in
Oh
front of
yeah,
you?
yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah. But I've never like been in a position, obviously, because that was our first time hunting, where I'm like, I'm gonna kill that stupid bird.
Yeah.
And but I think like I'm excited for this bird.
They-
I've heard it's
Yeah.
actually very hard.
It is hard. Well,
Yeah.
we're going to Nebraska, so you're kind of spoiled in Nebraska.
Okay.
There's a lot of turkeys there. They're kind of dumb, I will say.
I-
it is still hard though. Like you gotta. I mean, you gotta. It's all gotta.
So
Yeah.
my experience with turkeys is limited to this. When I was in high school, there's a forest reserve that connects Warrenville to Wheaton and then to Wheaton Warrenville South High School. There's a road called Herrick Road. We would take the bus from Warrenville to down Herrick Road across the border to Wheaton every day. In the fall, we would see dozens of turkeys, and they would block the road. You'd land the horn at them, and they
They
just
didn't give a
wouldn't move.
shit.
They were the dumbest fucking
They're
animals
just like,
ever.
see ya. Yeah, because I bet we're.
They would pop in
I
the
mean-
outfield of like while we were playing high school baseball games. There'd be turkeys
what do
just
you-
chilling in the
How many
outfield.
people up here do you guys know that turkey hunt?
Zero. I've never met someone.
I
I've met
have friends
peop-
that do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've met
so-
deer hunters before. I've
But
never
there's
met a
probably
turkey.
not very many people around here. So the turkeys, just like the deer parks and stuff.
Yeah.
they're like these people aren't doing stuff. That's why waterfowl
They know, right.
lovers, a lot of waterfowl hunters love coming up here to shoot geese. And like, I mean, there's not a lot of people that do it. So it's
Yep.
just like when they come up here, it's
I
It's
also
easy.
it's fun.
Yeah.
I also have a long-standing rivalry with turkeys. When I was 5, we were at a farm, like 5 years old. I have like a vivid memory of it. And I was like, they had this, I don't know, hundreds of turkeys. And I was holding on to this like chain link fence, or maybe it was chicken wire, and a turkey bit my thumb. Like,
So
chomped.
you need to get your vengeance on
Yeah.
turkeys.
Like I've been waiting now 30 years. I'm going to go get
Now
that
it's your
fucking
time.
turkey. Yeah. So revenge for that one in
Well,
1991.
31 years now. You're almost 36.
But when we hunt, I'll still be 35.
Dave
April?
just had to throw that out there.
Well, it depends on when in April.
Yeah.
Oh, so your birthday's in April?
Yeah, April
We might-
13th.
So we might be celebrating your late birthday party with a
With a
turkey.
turkey
and we're
hunt.
going to do a catch,
So, here-
catch, clean, cook.
What's like the limit on a turkey?
I believe you can kill 3 turkeys per person.
Perfect.
Which I'm going to shoot one. You two are going to shoot one. I'll be there maybe before you guys do because I'm going to bow hunt. So I'm going to focus on myself probably just the day before. And then you two will be here.
Can
and
I try bow hunting?
Yes. So
Okay.
you like to bow hunt. You like to gun hunt.
Mhm.
Yeah. I want to get a bow in your hand.
Yeah.
Mostly
So
I'm too
trying to-
lazy. It's hard and lifting heavy shit. And
Yeah. I
I'm
do
out on
have
that.
like, and I know this probably makes you sound like a bitch to the people who consume hunting content. I still have a thing where I'm not super comfortable with guns.
Which is okay.
Yeah. And I like guns. I'm for
I
guns.
wasn't either.
I'm for
Yeah.
guns, but like there's just something about it where it's just like I'm never gonna feel like it's like an extension of my body. You know,
I
like
think you will get that way. I think
I
you
hope.
will feel that
Yeah.
way once you have it in your hand and you shoot it multiple times
Yeah.
enough. Like I think you just have to have more experience with it. That was one of your first times?
yeah, I had been to a gun range in Michigan before where they had like I shot actually like an AK-47,
Mm-hmm.
a Tommy gun, like an Al Capone.
Come on, that'd be awesome.
Swear to God.
Did you hold it with one hand and
No,
like
like
spray?
they were very like particular about like how you hold it, and then just like a 9mm handgun. So I've done all of that. I had this job where we would do like these event tours,
Yeah.
and one of them was you would go to a gun range, and then you get back on the bus and go up and go to a winery in Michigan. It
Wow.
was shooting and drinking.
That's
It was
The perfect combo.
yeah, it was a good-
Joking.
Yeah, it was-
Shooting and then drinking.
right. A little
Yeah.
bit of a break, drinking.
And then no more shooting.
But like there was this couple who was on this having a date on this event tour, and this girl was in the gun range. It was inside. It was like enclosed gun range. She has a 9mm, shoots it, has a bullseye. Small little room, like maybe like twice as long as this, with
Yeah.
like maybe like 15 or 20 stalls. She's just waving her gun around, like turn around, babe, I got a bullseye. It's like you have a loaded firearm and you're just waving it around
Yeah.
the room.
Brandishing it.
Yeah.
That's the kind of people that you got to stay away from.
And
they need to
like
be
that gun went like right across my face.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus fucking
See,
Christ.
at least
yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what not to do. Like,
Yeah.
you need to be very aware of your
Right.
surroundings.
And I think that makes me like with guns like hyper like
I think probably, especially if somebody else has a gun next to you.
Yeah.
Then you need to be more comfortable with
I
a gun
think
in
I
your
would
hands.
rather get shot than shoot somebody.
100%.
Right,
But
so-
also, like, I think that's with anybody. Whenever we're going duck hunting or we have a bunch of shotguns in our hands and there's multiple people, you all, in a way, like, you always have to be aware of like everybody else's barrels. Like, you have to be comfortable with yourself, but you always want to know who you're next to and feel confident in them because. Like you don't know who
Yeah.
they could be your good
yeah.
friend, but they could accidentally do something wrong. So
I was unbelievable with the
Yeah,
trap
you were
shooting.
very
You were
good,
good.
but I could
I was-
also see you like getting a little bit too confident. And
I just think
That, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's
For
why we gotta
sure.
practice. We gotta practice and make sure we're comfortable.
So
But
what-
with the turkey hunting, it'll be one at a time, or we'll do probably like we'll go together because you never know. A big tom, so there's a difference.
Yep.
Like I don't know if you guys know the difference between a tom, a jake, and then there's like the hen.
a Tom is like the most mature.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the one with the big fanned out
Yes, so a-
feathers and a
yep.
big gobbler.
Gobbler,
Yep.
yeah.
So a jake is just like a year-old tom.
Okay.
Not as mature. The fan feathers aren't like in a perfect circle. Like they're some smaller
Okay. Like
feathers.
clusters, yeah.
Yeah, but the tom will be like a perfect symmetrical like.
I can't wait to
How
turn.
does the experience
cannot
compare to doing the deer stand or doing deer hunting where you're in a stand, you're up at dawn, what are like the main differences we should expect?
Yeah, so that's completely different. Like some people, I like turkey hunting. I'm not obsessed, but this could be you guys. Like somebody here, one of you guys be like, no, I love deer hunting. The other one would be like, I'm obsessed with turkey hunting.
For sure.
Okay.
Because people who are obsessed look forward to turkey hunting all year round. Like they
Okay.
count down the days. So turkey hunting, like what we should expect is they'll be on their roost. So the turkeys will be in the trees roosting, and then we'll get there before daybreak.
Okay.
We're gonna be on the ground. So there's two different ways you can reap, and you can just like sit against a tree or sit in a blind. I'll be in a blind because I have a bow, so there's like more action.
Yeah.
With the gun, you'll just have it propped. So reaping is when you have a decoy. So you have like a pretend tom with its feathers fanned out, and you kind of hide behind it, and you crawl on the ground when you see a tom.
This is awesome.
Okay.
I love this already.
Okay. Or there's the kind where we're gonna sit next to a tree. We'll be camouflaged. We'll be brushed in, and we put our decoy out. It'll be a jake. So a jake, like I said, like a immature tom.
Yeah.
Young bird. So we'll put it out. Okay. We'll probably put a hen down because this is all when turkeys are trying to find their hen and they're competing against each other. well, if a tom, we're gonna do a couple clucks and we'll try to call in the hen.
Give me your turkey call real quick.
I need a mouth call.
You don't. It's like a piece.
Yeah, so you have a mouth call, or you have there's different kinds. That's not bad. There's different kinds, but we're just calling the turkeys, acting like we're a hen waiting to get some, you know. And if a big tom sees this decoy, he will jump on top, run. He'll be puffed out, come back down, puffed out. Like, it's so cool. I don't know how to explain it until you see it, but he will come whole and balls and attack, like jump on the decoy.
And that's when you go?
Yeah, and then we'll shoot him.
What kind of range are we talking about here?
It could be like 5 feet or 5 yards from us.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
So they get up close and personal. But we're going to, when we get there, we'll have a target out. Like, we're going to show you where to shoot on the turkey because you don't want to, like, ruin the meat either. But, yeah, it's pretty fun. And it happens quick, too. We could be sitting there for a little bit, too, trying to get them. But usually right when we know they're coming down from the roost, we'll start calling at them, and you'll hear them. So you'll hear them come closer and closer. That's awesome. Closer.
We heard turkeys. I was with your brother the first weekend when we went out when I missed the deer, but we heard turkeys in the. He did have to kill a coon because he said that they would kill the turkeys.
So did you guys know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Did you know that raccoons eat turkey eggs?
I hadn't. I knew raccoons kind of eat all sorts of things.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised. I'm not sure if I knew it, but I'm not surprised. If they
quails.
Just the eggs, or they hunt the actual birds?
I mean, I'm sure they'd probably eat the birds too, but they eat a lot of the eggs.
Okay.
So during the springtime hatch, now, especially during the winter time, people will go out and shoot a bunch of coons because they eat an abundance of things.
Interesting.
A lot of upland.
They're scavengers.
Game. Yeah.
So I have another stupid thing to ask about this turkey hunting thing.
Okay.
I can't get it out of my brain that, like, I'm confused as to why turkey season is in the spring and not before Thanksgiving. It seems like you should be hunting in October.
I think that's a great question.
Yeah. What's the deal with that? Let me put it in the freezer for a month and then eat it.
Yeah. Well, they're also, you can also shoot a turkey in the fall. So you can.
Okay.
You can have a turkey tag.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
So Thanksgiving comes around, you get a 20-pound bird. I think that's pretty big bird, right? Like standard size for Thanksgiving dinner. What are we going to be shooting at are we talking like 30 pounds? Because I got this brand new Weber
how much is
grill.
a wild turkey?
How many pounds?
Yeah.
Like, what's your yield on your turkey?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll find out.
Probably 20.
They look big. They're big fucking birds. Do you know that Ben Franklin wanted to make the turkey the national bird instead of the bald eagle?
I did know this.
We could have just had a bunch of fucking gobblers. They are the ugliest bird, I think, in the world.
They're so close to peacocks, too. I think a peacock and a turkey are like the same bird, pretty much. And a peacock's this beautiful, beautiful animal.
Did you see the peacocks at our farm?
Yeah, I did, actually. I did. I saw the female, so they weren't all pretty, but because the male are the...
They're peacocks.
Yeah, they're peacocks. Well, that goes for all birds.
Yeah.
The males like the vibrant colors
even
and everything.
Like the cardinals that you see.
Yeah.
The bright red cardinals are the males.
Those are the males, and then it'll be like a dark brownish.
Rusty brown,
for the females. But
yeah, with the turkeys too, like you'll see the difference in colors on the hen, the tom, and the jake. Like the toms are so vibrant and like blues and reds, and then the springtime, I think that goes back to your question I should have hit on, is like for the fall, like we have a tag. Like I shot sometimes like I see a bunch of turkeys, I'm like, I don't really need to kill one right now. I don't really feel the urge. But I have killed a tom in the fall, but in the springtime, they're just more vocal.
Okay.
So like if you don't hear a turkey gobble, you're like, I have no idea where they're at. They like you want to have them be vocal and vocal back to you, so they come in to your decoy, and you can actually have a shot at shooting them.
Now, what about the taste of the turkey?
That's exactly what I was. Yes.
Wild turkey versus
that was going to be my
Thanksgiving
question.
turkey. Like, do you notice?
Yeah.
Well, I don't. Profile difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I think it's just. I mean, in my opinion, anything that you really harvest yourself, like you know what it's being processed in, and I think it's always tastes more fresh,
absolutely,
and natural, and like you can season it how you want. That's my go-to.
I'm having these visions. I've always cooked a turkey, like Thanksgiving chicken, whatever it is, where you just put the bird in like a pan, stuff it with the stuffing, and like let it go. They clipped a the spine, like right down the middle, and they fan it out. Like, I got all these visions of me doing this the right way, like seasoning it, packing, like going in between the muscle and the skin.
Oh, yeah.
With all that.
Well, when we're
and
there
having
too,
an awesome meal.
when we're there in Nebraska too, I'm gonna try to have an actual like professional chef. My friend named Old Bart. He
Love that idea.
yeah, have him come and like show us different
love
ways
it.
to like,
Yeah.
cook turkeys and
Yeah.
stuff, because I myself like want to learn too. Because
Yeah.
I cook a lot of venison and elk. Like you talk about the elk jerky.
That elk
Obsessed.
jerky your dad gave us was just unbelievable. And then
The burgers, fantastic.
Oh, the elk burgers, yeah.
that too. And we were fed very well down there at the
were,
farm.
yeah.
But even when we cooked a bunch of the meat up here, like right here in the office, that was so fucking good.
The
too.
back straps, I swear to God, if like I walked into the room and saw someone cooking these back straps, someone handed me a piece, I would have had not a single clue it was deer. I would have just assumed it was like a really, really nice cut of beef.
Yeah.
That's how good it was.
So
and
good.
It
Oh,
melted
that
like
piece
butter.
that my dad cooked like right away.
Oh,
After when you were pissed that he shot the deer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm still like a little bit pissed that he got
Yeah.
the deer.
Well, next year
Yep.
we're gonna get back after it.
We got only like 8 months.
Yeah, I mean we have 1 month until we're gonna go turkey hunting.
Mm-hmm.
You guys will be able to experience that. Maybe somebody's gonna love that more. Gonna get you a bow.
Okay.
You're gonna stick with the gun. I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
Yep.
I think you're gonna have to definitely shoot a turkey with your gun
Okay.
first. If we have a bow by then,
Because you do have to do it like kind of custom, right?
yeah, you
Like-
need to like get used to it. Also, turkey hunting with a bow is a lot harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it's a little easier to kill a turkey, right? Not quite
Than
as
a deer.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And the cool thing about turkeys, especially in Nebraska, is if you miss, get ready because there's more coming. So that's what I mean. Like we'll all hunt together.
We kind of got lucky for me shooting the deer because I shot and missed, and we thought we were done.
Yeah, you were so mad, and I was like, wait, you're good. Just chill. There's gonna be more coming because the deer are hungry and they're coming back for some more, especially right before dark.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you did it. It was freaking awesome.
I
That
can't
was
wait. I
one
can't
of my
wait
best
to go again.
memories ever, especially getting down. I thought
I'm
you
glad
were
I could be a part of that.
I wish you would have experienced him trying to get down the ladder. He was
Yeah.
going butt first.
I was no
He
dude.
was gonna like just slide down it.
Well,
Like,
so
give me the gun.
It's like a fire pole.
I've explained this poorly, and I'll end here unless you guys want to keep. I'll talk all day about it, but the second time I shot, I thought I missed again, so I was getting out of the tree stand and I was gonna go just chase it and just start firing away.
I will never forget. He
Totally
was, like,
safe and
he was
normal.
just like,
yeah.
I suck at this.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I stink at this game.
Dave, you actually shot the deer. And then when I was like, we gotta look at the blood trail, I'm talking all this hunting language to you, and you're like, I don't know what that means, Sydney. I'm like, yeah, I forget. I'm sorry.
There is something about where if you miss like I did, or like the first, I think we went on 4 different times where we didn't even have a shot, where you get done, you're like, I got outsmarted by something that has a brain the size of a softball.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, how can this like, I'm a human man with a weapon and everything. How did
Thousands and thousands of years of
But then you appreciate
Evolution.
it so much more when you
yeah,
get it done.
But yeah, you're right. Like
Yeah.
human beings have been doing this for like 400,000 years, and I can't fucking do it.
That's a good point though too. Like we've been doing this so long,
Yeah.
and people are so accustomed like to like grocery stores and like fast food and all that
Yep.
stuff. Like we just lost our way.
Right.
Like that's the thing. Like this is
I think
this
that's
is
what
natural.
made that, like, you use the word euphoric. It is, you'll get there. You will get a deer eventually, and
This
will.
next year.
the
Next year you will.
feeling is. I'll go every fucking weekend next year. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you
the
need to
feelings-
get a bow too because
That's
you
fine.
can go all the time. Yes. You can
Yeah.
go anytime. But yeah, the feeling is unbelievable. It's
The feeling's
unmatched.
unmatched. It is such a high that I've never experienced before.
Can you compare it to like something in sports that you've done?
The-
Like
the-
if you like hit the sweet spot and it just like takes off.
Better. It's the
You'll
best
n-
like if you just go on a really long run and you got that natural runner's high.
I've never experienced that.
I come on. You have before.
I've never got.
You just did the bike yesterday, you said, and you didn't feel great after that?
No, and that was the thing that's like I've said
I
this.
feel like it's not compared to that though.
But you multiply it times 100.
oh yeah.
But like, so I was like, if you like, to me, I was trying to like think of Like I've had like those like big goals, right? You know, in hockey where it's like you score a goal and like you hear it and you just kind of like close your eyes and you just like soak it in. Everybody get mobbed and it's like an incredible feeling that you just like, I haven't felt that feeling since I was 20 years old. That sucks. So like I've been chasing like that kind of high.
I think the turkey, you're gonna get it. You're gonna chase it because you guys are gonna be able to experience so many different outlets since you guys are like my co-host now. Wink, wink.
yeah.
No, but I'm saying is like we're gonna be doing so many different things,
Yeah.
and like you experienced the deer for the first time. I got you on footage doing that. That was like a different experience for me because I watched somebody brand new,
and you
it
can
was
see it
awesome.
on his face.
Yes.
Like when he's like,
especially when you're out, like when we're down, and he's like, "What
he's
do
so
I do
happy.
next?"
Yeah,
It's so incredible.
he's like happy, excited.
I was just genuinely really happy.
Yeah.
Like I'm happy that we had a good snake draft. Like it doesn't compare.
Yeah. Well, then that's what I was gonna say. Like where I've been chasing like that euphoria, like that rush, where it's like I've closed, like I've had big sales in like in my professional job before this, where like we've done shows, we've done live shows, we've done nothing
for me that like there's a couple of sports
nothing
moments.
brings me joy.
It goes back to that primal like, instinct where like you just provided for the family.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of what it is.
But
Yeah.
also too, we like missed a couple of times as well.
That
So
definitely, yeah.
I think
You were
also
edging.
you guys had a good experience because
Yeah.
you didn't just get handed a gun and you just like pulled the trigger and it's over like that.
Yeah. Well, you
Like,
want things to be hard.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
definitely difficult.
It's just the success and just like all the energy and effort put into it too, and just like holy crap, I just did this.
Yeah.
Especially like your first ever challenge and you got it done, like the doe, that was your first deer. When you get your deer, you're gonna do it. But when you get this turkey, it's gonna be a whole nother experience. It's a whole different animal. It's a technique. Like when you see a turkey running at you and you're like, oh my gosh, here it comes.
So that was one thing that I was like a little bit hesitant's the wrong word because I want to do it, but it's like I have this idea in my head that getting a deer will feel better than getting a turkey.
I feel like you just keep your mind open because I still get really excited and nervous, mostly because in the back of my head too, it's always like you could miss, like you could mess up, like this is like a challenge. Like you could still miss with a gun.
No, for sure, it probably
and
will.
It could be 10 yards. Like, I don't know how far it's gonna be. You never know. But when you hear that gobble, like it's gonna gobble, and you're like, oh my gosh.
Is that when you start getting the?
Yeah, then you're like, oh, there's one in the area.
Yeah.
It's coming. I don't know where it's at, but
Yeah.
I'm
I'd be
super
interested to
excited for
see
this.
like what your reaction is.
I think it'll be a little different because I mean, a deer's a mammal. Like we're not too dissimilar from a deer if you really boil it,
I think we're all kind of the same
We're,
shit.
we're exactly like this is the fucking cheesiest thing I'll ever say on a podcast, but like the Lion King's not too far off. Like like, oh, we're gonna go kill an antelope. Like we're gonna die and the antelope eat the grass. We're all connected, you know.
We are, yeah.
But it's like even like a lobster, okay, which is like it's been around for fucking millions of years, right? It has like the same brain chemistry. Like they produce like serotonin and things.
Oh, yeah.
Like so, like when a lobster they wrestle for mates. Like you're saying that turkeys battle for mates. Like when
deer battle for mates.
Yeah,
Everybody does.
Everybody does. And like when the lobsters lose,
I fucking beat someone's ass at Declan's this weekend because he was hitting on the same girl I was. That's a joke. That was a joke.
What?
That was a joke.
But like they can measure like the lobsters and their serotonin levels drop after they lose a fight because they're just like, oh, they're depressed.
Well, that's like deer with their testosterone.
So we're all the fucking same thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Their testosterone's through the roof, and then when the rut is over, it's dropping.
They get horny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get horny.
Yeah.
Procreation.
So what would your 3 dream hunts be if you had to pick, if you even have an answer for that?
I would absolutely have to consume the meat.
Okay.
So
that's for me too.
I feel like anything we hunt and fish or trap, you can eat.
Yeah.
Everything.
So mine, like, I read this book or read audiobook about hunting a bison and like a wild bison. There's only very few. One of them, he went up to Alaska to do it. It was very cool. So if that was possible somehow, maybe, I don't even know, 20 years from now, whatever, I would love to do that. I love the Rocky Mountains. I would love to get an elk. And like that kind of goes back to wanting to eat it. Like I've had bison meat before. It's fucking awesome.
It's so good.
I've had elk meat before. You talked about the jerky from your dad's kill. Unbelievable. So those would probably be my top 2. And then I think maybe that am I getting the name right? Sand crane?
Yeah.
Okay, then the sand crane. I think those would be my top 3.
Yeah.
Something super, super, what's the word I'm looking for? Obscure maybe, like alligator hunting.
Oh yeah, we could do that. We did that in Florida easily. I did that last summer.
I've never had alligator. I've heard
alligator is good.
I've heard it's good. Yeah.
I've
had frog.
Yeah, frog legs are great. This summer, I think they're after this turkey too. Like spring, summertime's coming around. There's a lot of things to do in the water, especially in Central Illinois. We can go to the farm, go bow fishing, catch frogs, eat frog legs.
Can we do that thing where we light like quarter sticks of dynamite and just throw them in the water and just get all the fish?
Probably not. I don't know about that part. Well, so last question for you. Like, what do you like the 3 takeaways from hunting that will be helpful to other people listening to this podcast that may have never hunted in their entire life?
I would say for me, there is like a baseline enjoyment with or without the animal of just like getting up and being in nature and like tracking things and focusing on things. Like I haven't focused like that maybe ever. Okay, so being in nature, like
the coolest part about that was like you wouldn't hear like a truck starting off in the distance or anything. Like you're hearing leaves crackle from 40, 50 feet away, and you get all perked up.
Yeah. So it's that, and then so you have like the nature, like, and there's like I liked being up in the morning and like being I liked being out in the cold in a weird way. I liked that like kind of after the fact, being like, man, like it felt good in a way to just focus like that. And then I guess it's like I'm still chasing that high. So it's like I want to accomplish something, and I think I would still feel that way if I got a deer. It's not like the fact that I didn't get one. It's because I've been chasing that like kind of euphoric kind of scoring like an OT goal for going on almost 20 years now, like, so like the fact that you just cannot get like that level of euphoria in your everyday life as like a normal human being just going to work. Like you can't. So I like I want that. So those would be the 3 things for me that like keep me wanting to do it again and again and again. Like
for me personally, well, go ahead.
I just like I can't like last time we did was December, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just something that I can't wait. So it'll be about 4 months. I can't wait. Like I can't wait to do it again, and it's something because you just can't have that experience any other way. And like the only thing that for me in my life that is kind of close but not as intense would be like skiing, where like I love skiing because you have like the adrenaline rush. You're going fast. You're kind of in nature because you're seeing like this vistas, like the beautiful mountains and things like that. But it's not the same. But that would be the closest thing. But hunting is. It's an elevated version of that.
Yeah.
For me, 3 things. Obviously, most people don't have access to a hunting family like Ryan and I, so we got super lucky there.
So
but if you have a friend from college or whatever, you want to give it a shot. I think it costs $50 for us to get it's like a provisional.
Yeah, so you guys got the apprentice license. As long as you're hunting with somebody that's legal. I had a hunting license. I had my FOID card, so they were able to come with me.
It was super cheap to do. Obviously, we used all your guns and stuff. We gave it a shot. There was a chance that I would have hated it. It'd have been fine content, but like nothing. That's not the case. I absolutely loved every minute of it. But give it a shot, even if you're not pulling the trigger, you're not comfortable. Like being out there is awesome.
Go with somebody, exactly.
Go with somebody. It won't cost you any money. You can do it that way.
That should be. One of us should do that blog, being like an intro to hunting, and just be like, it costs this for that.
Yeah.
And just go all the way down.
You should do it.
Yeah.
2, like the community is great. We talked about like trolls on the internet, but like one of the cool parts was going into the little diner after hunting at 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. The entire diner was in there. Everybody was talking about, hey, did you get some? Did you get some? Did you get some? I love that part, like the camaraderie. was really cool. It was like a team kind
Well,
of.
it's like
yeah.
yeah, but even if you're not doing it together, it's a shared experience.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly,
it's fun all
exactly.
teaming up afterwards and talking about what'd you see.
Yeah.
Oh, I like, and then
Yeah,
showing
yeah,
the
yeah.
stories, and you're like feel that energy.
Yep.
I love that. Yeah.
And then 3, like I'm gonna be a lifetime fan. And now I'm fully licensed. Chief's not because he's a lazy ass.
Yeah,
Or
come on.
maybe I'm
kidding.
working
gotta-
more on other things.
He's got to get to that. This is work. This is work now.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah, it is.
No more apprentice license.
I will.
Now you're the real
when
deal.
When we're ready to go, I will be. All the T's will be crossed, signatures.
The good thing about hunting and fishing in the outdoors is there's not just one realm. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
so many different things you can hunt. There's so many different things you can fish for, which is what I love. Everybody has their favorites. Like some people love deer hunting. You guys are inexperienced turkey hunting, so you'll really know like, oh no, I like deer hunting better. Which I personally love shooting things with my bow. But for you guys, like deer, turkey, ducks.
That's
geese.
one thing we got to do too. And then I would love to hang out of a helicopter with like one of the gunner turrets and just
we can go
mow
to
down
Texas.
some wild boars.
I love Texas and I love Florida. I love Texas mainly because there's so many different species and so many different things.
That is like the
year
American
round.
safari.
Year round,
Yeah.
you can do, especially in Texas. I love predator hunting, which I think you guys would get a kick out of. That's one of my dad's favorite things
Yeah.
to do.
I saw, yeah.
Thermal hunting, you get with it, or with your bow. Like there's coyotes, foxes, bobcats, raccoons, whatever you guys want to do. Bring, like I said, come on any hunt with me because I enjoy you guys being around. Mainly because it's somebody else who's also filming content
You're
with
gonna
me.
regret
Yeah.
that statement.
I know.
swear.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah, you are.
I mean,
You're going to, man, why'd I fucking say that?
dang it. Yeah, it's going to be like every trip. Oh,
Where are
every
we going,
week.
Sydney?
Where are we going next week?
See you there.
Yeah.
I'll cherry pick the boondoggles that I personally make. I'm thinking more like once a month.
Yeah.
Well, like I like the idea of maybe like next January when it's fucking freezing here, February. Like, what can we hunt or fish in Florida when it's miserable
75
We
degrees
do a lot
out.
of
Okay,
different
well
things.
that's
We
that.
should go ice fishing. We should go ice fishing
Okay,
up in
you're
Wisconsin.
missing
Yeah.
the point.
Yeah, we want to get out of the Midwest.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. We can do so many
This is,
different
what
things.
kind of
No,
boondoggler
we can
are
do-
you?
Why
She's
would
just hunting. She
why
doesn't
would-
understand the boondoggle game.
Why didn't
Yeah.
we go? Why would we go fishing when we could go hunting in Texas and do those predator hunts
Great.
and stuff? But thanks for being on, guys. This was
course.
really fun. It's
I
always
loved
fun
it.
talking and
Yeah.
seeing your guys' excitement.
Reminiscing.
Too.
I can't wait for the turkey hunt. I cannot wait.
Well, everybody make sure you follow along Barstool Outdoors on all of our socials and YouTube, and follow Dave and Chief on all their stuff too, because we're going to be doing a lot of hunting and fishing this
And
spring,
TikTok
summer.
dances.
Yeah, a lot of TikTok. So get ready. It's going to be fun. Thanks for listening to Barstool Outdoors. Until next time.